Hello, and welcome to Loving Our Fears with Shikha Rastogi. Are you someone who believes that you should do it all? Or are you someone who believes that you should have it all? It's important to be aware of what you believe, because based on what you believe is what you may be experiencing in your life right this minute. If you are someone who wants to do it all, you may be experiencing out is caused by wanting to do it all. If you are someone who wants to have it all, then you may be experiencing stress because stress is caused by wanting to have it all. And if you look around where you work and who you live with, you will notice that you are not alone in feeling all this burnout and stress. And so many other people seem to be stuck in the same cycle of burnout and stress, where the more you are burned out, the more stress you feel, and the more stress you feel, the more you burn out. So it's like this chicken and egg situation where you are unable to understand which was caused first, burnout or stress. And even though stress and burnout were prevalent before, since the onset of COVID, both have been magnified to much greater proportions, and many more people are experiencing stress and burnout today. So to better understand stress and burnout, you have to first understand the thinking connection, because there is always one. If you have ever paid attention to your mind and the kind of thoughts that are going through your mind when you are feeling stressed or burned out, you will notice a direct connection between the thoughts your mind is thinking and everything that you're feeling in your body. But here's the thing, even though you may know that your overthinking is causing you all the stress and burnout, but until you identify the root cause of why you are thinking the way you are inside this non-ending cycle of overthinking, the cycle of overthinking which will lead you to get stressed and burned out. So to look at the root cause, you have to go one step deeper. You have to look behind your thinking. You have to look at the things that you believe in, which are causing you to think the way you think and act the way you act based on this thinking. So let's take a look at one of the most prevalent beliefs in our society today that's based on, and that belief is more is better. Not too long ago, it seems like life was so much simpler because we didn't really have a million things we wanted to buy, numerous degrees and titles we wanted to attain, homes and cars we wanted to upgrade to, too many people we wanted to connect with. But then it seems like humanity pressed on fast forward button, and here we are struggling to have more and own more to the point of getting stressed out. And we are all blindly chasing after this dream life where we will have more because somewhere along the way we bought into a belief which informed us that the doorway to happiness is to accumulate more of everything. So off we went trying to accumulate more until the age of internet came along. And in this age of internet, social media enabled us to get hyper connected with the rest of the world. We got to know about everyone's fancy titles, degrees, cars, and vacations. And that's when our belief more is better got transformed into more is necessary because I'm not good enough. I don't have more than this other person. to show off on social media, to friends and family members, and maybe even strangers. And until I do that, I am nobody. And although fear was ruling our thinking when we were busy accumulating more because we believed that it will make us happy, however, when we began chasing after more to feel good and whole about ourselves, that same fear transformed to the next level madness, leading to lower self-esteem and self-worth. No matter what we accumulated, we were still unhappy and dissatisfied with ourselves and with life. Now let's take a look at the next belief. It's very common in our society, and that belief is that we can do it all and there won't be any implications. I call this the superhero mindset, where we try to accomplish as much as we possibly can in all the waking hours of the day without any regard for the needs of our mind and body. And when it's time to hit the bed to unwind and get a good night's sleep, we lay wide awake, immensely tired from all the things we did during the day, and anxious because we can't make our mind shut off so that we can get a good night's sleep. There is no doubt that getting things done on a daily basis is a good thing. However, if you are finding yourself multitasking, exhaustion, and feeling burned out, chances are you're finding it difficult to prioritize your tasks. And it's one thing to know that you need to prioritize, and a completely different thing to be capable of actually doing it. And this pandemic is a perfect example of times when the need to prioritize has been the greatest. But if you are someone who's having trouble prioritizing, even in this pandemic, you may be an overachiever or a people pleaser. And in both these personality types, fear is what's running the show. As an overachiever, you may be afraid of slowing down, thinking you may be left behind in this race to achievements and successes, and to let go of your long to-do list. And on the other hand, if you are a people pleaser, you may be afraid of disappointing people and may be unable to create boundaries by saying no, and end up doing everything to make everyone happy. So even though there is absolutely nothing wrong with accumulating more and doing more, but the key is to be deeply aware of that fine line, which when crossed leads to stress and burnout. And to help identify this fine line, which may be completely different for each one of us, one of the practices is to cultivate a habit of doing a deep dive or a check-in with yourself and make a list of things to be gained, things to be lost, while trying to do more or accumulate more. And when you have a pretty good list, choose the list which makes you feel good about yourself and your life. This practice can help you make decisions which could lead you to align your life with more of what your definition of a successful life is, rather than the society's definition of a successful life. But the key is to answer honestly and with courage. Are you ready to answer with honesty today?